It was an assembly of men and women of great achievements at the official launch of the Algorithm Media, a media specialist communications agency in Nigeria, affiliated to Group M, one of the largest media networks in the world, noted for innovation, speed, and excellence. They offer exceptional media consultancy services in the area of media strategy, planning, buying, and control, using customer insight garnered from industry research and reliable market intelligence. Top flight media specialist company, Algorithm Media, officially announced its entry into the Nigeria market, as well as its affiliation to Group M, the world's biggest media, on Thursday, February 9, 2017, at 4 Points by Sheraton Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, at an event accompanied by TA and a panel discussion anchored by Mr. Falusi Akinbabajide, and panel discussion entitled Connecting with the Nigerian Consumer in a Recession. The event had a rich collection of senior business leaders, chief executive officers, and marketing directors of blue-chip companies in attendance. Prominent among the notable personalities in attendance were Mr. Ernest Abi, former Deputy Governor of Nigeria's Central Bank and now Chairman of Fidelity Bank PLC, who was the chairman of the occasion, legendary corporate icon and boardroom titan, Chief Olusegun Shukeye, a former governor and founder of Crystal Laurel, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, Mr. Bumi Oni, former Cadbury PLC CEO, Mr. Nnamdi Okonkwo, CEO of Fidelity Bank, Mr. Peter Njonjo, President Coca-Cola West Africa, Mo Abudu, serial entrepreneur and CEO of Ebony Television, Michael Ikpoki, former MTN Nigeria CEO, Mrs. Juliet Anama, CEO of Jumia, Mr. Gavin Duke, Managing Partner, Group M, Sub-Saharan Africa, Mr. Emeka Onwoka, former CEO Diamond Bank, Alhaji Garba Kankarofi, Registrar, APCON, Olorogun Sonny Kuko, Pastor Idowu Iluyomade, Prince Bisi Olatilo, Chairman, CEO of Biscan Communications, and others. In his remarks at the occasion, the convener, Otumba Seni Adetu, former MD Guinness Nigeria, founder and group CEO of Algorithm Media, gave insights as to what Algorithm Media represents, its formation, objectives, services, and all that's needed to be known about Algorithm Media and its affiliation to Group M. He added that as a globalized media specialist company, the company aims to become the go-to media agency for creative media planning and buying. When the client needs reassurances of commercial benefits from their media spend and 110% governance assurance, we would ask that they speak to us.
This is really an important milestone for us at Algorithm Media. It's a journey, like Tim was saying, that started about a year ago. And like to the glory of God, I just said I was going to do this in the background. And of course, in that whole year, Gavin and I was just exchanging visits. This is the second visit. He came in May, and then finally, sometime late last year, we struck the deal that my company will be the preferred media agency for Group M in Nigeria. But the possibility that this gives to us are two. The first is that with the quality of that network, you are most likely assured of some good businesses coming through, just on account of the fact that you are part of that group. So it gives us a bit of excitement. But the second thing is that when it comes to the quality of the capability in terms of training people, deploying world-class tools and processes, then you can be sure that with Group M, you are in very good hands. So in closing, I just want to put my hand on the chest and say, I really thank you. I really thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Like I said, try and make it as easy on you as possible. I'd like you to wait till the end of the program because there are some nice, exciting things that you're going to see. Thank you and God bless. Thank you very much.
The chairman, Fidelity Bank PLC, Ernest Abi, who was chairman of the panel discussion segment, said the topic of discussion was very relevant against the backdrop of the economic headwinds in the country that had drastically affected consumer behaviors. He said the high inflationary pressure, dollar shortage, low fiscal activities, and accumulation of salary arrears, among others, had taken a toll on the consumers.
You know, when you have been an executive and you've been working in that protective but very, very challenging environment for others, now to work for yourself. So I was a bit, when he told me after he left Guinness, we encouraged him really because he was sent back to UK and we said no, this guy has to stay here with us. So one of the things that I know is difficult for a lot of people is to make that transition from a corporate executive staff to an entrepreneur. But my friend made it, he made the transition in a very successful way. And I don't appreciate it. I have no doubt at all, and I believe I speak for a lot of us in this hall, that the founder, Group CEO of Adetu, our friend Mr. Seni Adetu, will deliver on the vision and the mission of this great company. So Seni, congratulations to you and your amiable wife, Janet, on this great achievement.
In a panel discussion moderated by Mr. Familusi Akin Babajide, popularly called Fab, the executive officer Jumia, Juliet Anama, said in good times, brands can do without data, but in a recession, it is impossible to rely on intuitive data, making it important to get deeper insight to know what the consumer is thinking. This is because consumers would try to avoid impulse consumption in a recession, adding that spending would be mainly on fast-moving consumer goods and communication. According to Juliet, elements that drive consumer behaviors include pricing, performance, and the life cycle of the product. She said people want help. They need an ecosystem that looks beyond the products. She stressed the need to connect with the consumers.
For us, is from the perspective of understanding that in a recession, the consumer is not buying things that are, impulse related. He's buying things that are critical for his family. He's buying basically 4 categories. He's buying FMCG because he needs groceries. He's buying health and beauty products. He's buying fashion products. He's buying things for communication. In a recession in Nigeria, smartphones still sell. The reason for that is because you don't want to jeopardize communication. It's your means of communication, it's a means for getting on social media. So the first thing is insight. Second thing is understanding what are the things that drive the buying decision. So you know what the consumer wants to do. So you know what the consumer is thinking and what's important to the consumer. How do you convert that information into something that's valuable for the consumer? And many things come into play. It's pricing of your product, and now I'm speaking from an e-commerce perspective, of course. It's pricing for the product, it's performance of the product, those are the things. It is also the life cycle of that product. So how do I dispose of the product when I'm done using it? Or how do I get it serviced if it breaks down? These are all the different elements that come into play. And the fourth element that comes into play in a recession is that people just want help, period. So you need an ecosystem that looks beyond the product, that looks beyond just I sell something to you, to building a community for consumers.
The president, Coca-Cola West Africa, Mr. Peter Njonjo, stressed the need for companies to invest more and launch affordable products during tough times, saying the company will come out stronger and earn greater loyalty from the consumers.
So you need to understand how is consumer behavior changing within the occasions that they normally have within their day-to-day lives. That's the first thing. Second thing is to understand what brands are they consuming during those occasions. The third thing is what price are they paying for the brands that they're consuming within those occasions. The fourth thing is what price are they paying for those products. And the last thing is in which channels are they buying those products. So when you look at it from that holistic perspective, Then come to the Nigeria context. The reality is that there's a huge population in Nigeria that is spending a lot of money every day. If you look at the disposable income in Nigeria, every day we wake up, people are going to spend 390 billion naira that particular day. So your question is, how much of that are you going to access during this time? People here will continue consuming with respect no matter what. So the most important thing is that how are you becoming relevant to those people? So you have to launch products that are affordable to those people. Last year, the FDI in Nigeria was about $1.8 billion, what was declared officially. You know, for us as a system, we invested about 10% of that in 2016. So that shows commitment during tough times, because when you get out of that, the company will come out stronger and consumers will have a stronger loyalty to your portfolio.
The Chief Executive Officer, Ebony Live TV, Mo Abudu, said she thinks that the recession is actually good for Nigeria. She said it has made a lot of people to think about how to be creative, innovative, and compete for businesses. She added that it's a time for creativity to shine through.
That this recession is actually good for Nigeria, because I think that it's made a lot of people think about how they really need to earn a proper living. The days are gone of whereby you can literally walk into someone's office and just flash your high heels or whatever it is and someone's going to give you a check or whatever it may be. Everyone now has to think critically about how they have to be creative, how they need to be innovative, how they need to be professional, and go out there and compete for business.
In the view of Mr. Nnamdi Okonkwo, CEO of Fidelity Bank, he opined that doing things the old way in a recession kills business. Hence, innovation, which is a key factor in surviving in a recession, he advised business owners to face the recession head-on by updating their strategy and partnering with their customers.
Follow the economy. These are hard times. You must follow what is addressing your problem. Today, the biggest problem in Nigeria, foreign exchange. So in the past, people ran away from export finance, but we cannot continue to run away from those things, but we have to do it innovatively. So what we did in Fidelity Bank was to partner with Lagos Business School and Nexim to start export leadership program that has graduated. We're about to start the 4th batch. What are you doing? You teach these people simple exports, and that prepares them. After the program, they form like a cooperative, and from that cooperative, they do their exports. In times of recession, if you follow what's going on in the market, you actually confront that challenge head on. So these are some of the things we think that you could do to actually connect with the consumer in a manner that they didn't even know that you're trying to connect with them. Thank you.
A former Chief Executive Officer, MTN Nigeria, Michael Ikpoki, described the period of recession as an interesting time because you can see different kinds of behaviors that also throw up opportunities. Mr. Michael Ikpoki said, adaptability is also a very important factor that must be in place while the recession lasts. He also supported the view of Mr. Nnamdi Okonkwo on the need for innovation at a time like this, such that mobile communication can now be a driver for growth.
The economy has, GDP has been growing at average 6.3 to 6.5%. And last year, we had a negative 1.7%. So when you put that in context, you begin to understand the shift that has happened in the economy. The last time we had a recession in this country was in 1987, 30 years ago. And the challenge we have is that maybe the business leaders that we have today, in other words, I don't know how many of us were around 30 years ago running businesses. So we built up a generation of leaders that are used to growth. And that is all they know. So if we keep growing, we keep growing, we keep growing. When there is a contraction in the economy, everything changes. And the question is, how do you adapt to that? So like the speakers have said, you need to look at customer insights a lot more, and you need to understand the segments a lot more.
Questions were posed by the audience on issues of immense relevance to them, and answers to the questions were satisfactorily supplied by the panelists. This was followed by a photo session. To further enlighten participants on what algorithm media stands for, Mrs. Esther David Oladoye spoke extensively on the A to Z of algorithm media in a slide presentation which was made available to all present.
Few slides, we're going to look at who we are. This is about introducing algorithm media to you, what we stand for, what we want to be known for in your mind, and hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more as we grow together. We want you to remember our processes and be able to say this is a team of professionals. We want you to remember us and be able to say this is a team that is highly accountable. We want you to remember us and be able to feel comfortable that you are sure of global best practices. And then thirdly, we want you to be comfortable that we are giving you a strategy that is global and yet local to work on your brand, because we love you so much. And in 1 year of our operations, we've been able to attract the attention of these beautiful brands. Friesland Campina Waco, Facebook currently running the free basics campaign. Friesland, of course, are the makers of Pig Milk and 3 Crowns. We've been able to gain the ears of Siemens, Stanford University, Kenya Airways, Media 24. I would like to have the brands added to the list.
Then came a goodwill message by Otumba Gbenga Daniel, who commended the founder and group CEO of Algorithm Media, Mr. Seni Adetu, who is also a proud son of Ogun State. He expressed joy at the significance of Algorithm Media, congratulated and wished him the very best.
Listening to you tonight, you remind me of the very fine tradition of the media multinationals we've had in this country. One of the things that has thrilled me is your capacity to convert, and to come up with this excites me a lot. When I had algorithm, I was thinking, where is this coming from? The last time I heard about this was when we were studying computer sciences at the University of Lagos. And I don't know how to put you. And you are an engineer, a marketer. But when I sat there, I went online to search what algorithm means. And then I began to see where you're coming from. You want to have the best of 2 worlds. You want to look at engineering. You want to make it to marketing. And maybe we should begin to refer to you as a marketing engineer. But whatever the case may be, I'd like to congratulate you most sincerely and wish you the very best.
There were also goodwill messages from some other notable personalities who all congratulated Mr. Seni Adetu and encouraged the team as they progressively take over the media space in time to come. In a remark given by Gavin Duke, Managing Partner Group M, Sub-Saharan Africa, he expressed his delight to be part of the partnership with Algorithm Media and assured of the support of his team in all aspects. He also demanded for the support of all to make the partnership a lasting and working one, as they all strive to be the best always within the media space.
Consolidating our client business in algorithm in Nigeria, and also support in governance in terms of contract compliance and ethics, which is extremely important to us, as I know it is for Seni. But I'd just like to close by saying, despite all the support that we can give, the success of algorithm depends on the people on the ground. It depends on the people here in Nigeria. But I'm absolutely convinced and delighted to be working with Seni. We know we have the right leadership and the right partner in place, and I also know and convinced that Seni's building the right team in place. So that will deliver the success. We will, and I personally will continue to support the vision of Algorithm Media. And the final thing, I'd just like to wish him good luck, best wishes, and God bless.
To spice the event with some degree of entertainment, the Explicit Dance Crew from Ibadan did some electrifying dance presentations, which kept all glued to their seats as they relished the joy of the moment.
Here is what I
cutting of the cake was next and heartily carried out by Mr. Seni Adetu and his beautiful wife, Mrs. Janet Adetu, in company of some notable personalities.
To the glory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
To bring the event to a crescendo, Mrs. Janet Adetu proposed the toast and gave the closing remark in a very articulate manner.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the night is fast spent. I have to say thank you very much for staying here till this time. Actually, I'm highly delighted to come up here to give this toast. It's all about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. And therefore, I know that hard work and consistency has gone into algorithm media. And I want to really say the team have been really remarkable. Congratulations to you all. I'd like to toast to good health, more prospects, greater performance in years to come. And indeed, this toast is to algorithm media, becoming a world-class organization, supported by its group managing director, Mr. Seni Adetu. Thank you very much. Cheers, everybody.
Begins. It's celebration time.